you and Puff haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why. It's only business, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff. They hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing, bro.
What was the original annoyance between, it was just like...
Well, when you start to get the momentum, he's like, yo, we gotta hang out. Yo, when we gonna, you know.
So you felt like he was trying to dim your light early in your career?
It wasn't that. It was really just, I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. And I'm like, what you mean?
G-Unit is here, 50's here, and Game can be anywhere in between that and probably even bigger than that. And you can't suppress that. You can't suppress that with just G-Unit.
I wanted to be on Dre's level, on Eminem's level, and I wanted to be respected as that. I don't think 50 respected me in that aspect. I think he wanted me to be a G-Unit soldier, which I'm not.
Make the police look like they don't even work, man. Skate on, man, everything.
I don't know.
You cross the street, if you jaywalk,
I don't know what you're talking about.
He was there, they know about it. He told him in detail.
Behind me.
He came back, he was finishing it, he came back and said, wait, I forgot to tell you this.
Tonight, we're kicking things off with 50 Cent putting the whole world on blast and showing exactly what a biased move looks like. Back in Summer Jam 2003, 50 took a page straight out of Jay-Z's playbook. Remember when Jay clowned Prodigy with those embarrassing pictures on the Summer Jam screen? Well, 50 flipped the script and did his own savage version. Only this time, it was Ja Rule getting roasted in front of 50,000 screaming fans.
Public service announcement for those who may be confused, courtesy of the G.
At this Summer Jam concert, 50 Cent questioned Ja Rule's manhood in front of thousands.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been brought to my attention that you guys don't know what big look like. Take a look at this. I know that's not hip-hop. You know that's not hip-hop. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And the next time you flipping through your radio or through your TV, you know how to identify it.
Imagine the whole crowd cracking up while 50 mocked Ja's biggest songs live on stage. Pure humiliation. But this is just the beginning because 50 Cent's history with Hot 97 and Summer Jam is filled with chaos and controversy. Let's rewind to Saturday, June 12th, 2004. That's when 50 stormed the stage like he owned it, shutting the show down with his energy. And in the middle of spitting bars, he straight up caught a chair midair like it was nothing. Did you see that? Dude dodged and grabbed it smooth without missing a beat. Wild. But here's the question. Why were people throwing chairs at 50 in the first place? This wasn't random hate, it was personal beef. See, 50 had fallen out with one of his old hood friends, Bang'em Smurf. They used to ride together heavy, but things went south, and Smurf wasn't about to let it slide. He pulled up to Summer Jam front row with his crew, plotting to make a scene right where 50 was performing. He didn't just come solo. Smurf showed up strapped with 19 dudes deep, all lined up front row and ready to cause chaos just to ruin 50's shine.
Fessed up, all kinds of guns on him, running behind this and meeting. He gotta go to studio, we here.
So y'all was holding them
down,
really holding them down. Like,
opening doors like this nigga was a fucking boss for real, man.
Say that again?
Like we was holding this nigga down like he was a boss for real, man. Yeah, like something like he was a boss. Opening doors, pistols, all that. We was the security.
So let me ask you a question.
All that music shit, I wasn't with that rapping shit.
Crazy.
Like, I was slinging crack and dope for real.
Uh-huh.
Know what I mean? When 50 stopped slinging, the block became mine. Like,
Okay, so
I don't
50 had the block on lock for a minute?
Yeah, yeah, that shit on, man. The whole hood was pumping for 50.
Oh, for
the
real?
The whole hood. I don't go sling crack and 94, 95.
The tension was crazy, and the whole time 50 was performing, Smurf and his crew were heckling, taunting, and straight up trying to break his focus. Finally, 50 had enough. He fired back by dumping water on Smurf right there in the crowd. That's when things got messy. Smurf swears he never told his boys to start throwing stuff at 50, but after that splash, it was all downhill. Chairs flying, bottles flying. The whole spot turned into a war zone. The fallout was instant. Smurf got banned from Hot 97 and Summer Jam forever. And 50, he got slapped with his own punishment. Banned from Summer Jam for a whole decade. 10 years gone, just like that. At least he wasn't banned from Hot 97 yet. But trust me, that bridge was about to burn too. And what went down next was something no other radio station had ever dealt with before. See, around this same time, the game was climbing into the spotlight. Dr. Dre asked 50 to bring him into G-Unit, and 50 played the big brother role. Featured him on mixtapes, helped build his buzz, even handed him records. Not just any records either.
Y'all already know we don't know. That's what it is. Let's go. Hey, what the fuck is up, man? Hey, check it out. We don't even run it. But y'all gotta understand, it's not that I'm doing good. It's you're not working hard enough.
Some of the songs 50 gave the game ended up being the biggest hits on his debut album. Even Tony Yayo later admitted he wished those tracks had stayed with 50 instead of getting handed off. But the game wasn't giving 50 the credit he deserved. According to him, 50's only real contributions to his debut album were the hooks and the tracks you actually heard him spit on. That's it.
No, that's what it is. You gotta work. I work. Y'all niggas hear me every fucking week. New music on the street. Every week. Why y'all niggas don't work? They must forgot who the fuck the mixtape champion is. You wanna win, right? Yeah. I wanna win. Yeah. Oh, man. Why you gonna do all the slack shit every time? Why y'all starting?
To make it worse, Game was buddy-buddy with almost every single person 50 had beef with, and having Jimmy Henchman as his manager, that just poured gasoline on the fire. Picture it, G-Unit standing tall, 50 in his prime, but Henchman was in the background fanning the flames, allegedly pushing Game deeper into the drama, and then it happened. While sitting down for an interview with Power 105, 50 dropped the bombshell. The Game was no longer G-Unit.
Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It was weird, because not only do I not go shopping like that, but it's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you, and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards, or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. Why you get so quiet? You guys make me feel like I'm scared.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot.
No, they see this. You see this. They see this.
He see this.
Nah, you see this. They want to act like that. Oh, we got nothing to do with that. If we could just...
No.
Just like that, the streets knew the beef had officially begun. But 50 didn't stop there. He pulled up to Funkmaster Flex's show on Hot 97 to explain exactly why he kicked Game out. And this is where things spun out of control. Word is, Henchman was furious. His golden client had just been publicly exiled.
Hey, now, let's talk about the G-Unit for a minute, 50. Yeah. Now, I read where you said Game was about to be dropped from Aftermath Interscope before you got involved. That's true?
Yes. It was absolutely the truth.
How did that transpire?
Creatively, the tires got stuck in the mud, and, you know what I mean? So we actually got together. I recorded 6 records on Game's new album.
Right.
I did West Side Story, How We Do, Hated to Love It, Church for Thugs, Special, and Higher. You see what I'm saying? And he came back recently from overseas and was disrespectful, man. Like the way he's like, it's like he's feeling himself, like because of how well his record is selling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I openly, I wouldn't expose what I did for the project, but I wrote those records. I created the concept of those records, and he rapped around it. He's a great rapper. He's not a good songwriter. It's incredible that he would come back and forget how much I've done for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, personally. You know what I'm saying?
So where does he stand as far as G-Unit is concerned right now?
Across the street or around the corner. He's not in my camp.
So allegedly, he sent the Game and a crew of heavy hitters straight to Hot 97 to press 50 face-to-face. Inside the station, 50 was live on air with the whole G-Unit squad, but outside, Game and his crew pulled up strapped, trying to force their way in. Security held the line, but tempers snapped, and suddenly fists started flying and bullets rang out in the street. Shots echoing through the night while G-Unit cut the interview short and rushed out. The whole thing turned into mayhem right outside Hot 97's doors. There's still a lot of confusion about what really went down that night. And the main reason is the Game can't keep his story straight. Every time he talks, the version changes. In one interview, Game swore 50 snuck out the back door just to dodge him face to face, but then flipped the page.
Not at all.
No way. You know what I mean? And Dre was a major part of that.
Uh-huh.
And at the same time, I did get, the tail was wagging the dog for a second. Dre had got creatively tied up onto the Game project, and he stayed over there, so I had to kind of go off and make my record.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why it's like 2 records from Dre on this album.
Yeah, it's only 2 records.
You know what I mean? And I sat in Los Angeles longer than I've ever sat out. I did 4 days the last time. This time I was out there for about 2 months and 3 weeks.
Waiting to work with Dre?
And I made the records while being proactive.
Right.
And suddenly Game saying he and 50 locked eyes in a standoff like some old school Wild West duel. Which one is it? Did 50 dip out the back, or were y'all staring each other down like Clint Eastwood? And it gets even crazier, because in another retelling, Game claims 50 actually pulled out guns and started blazing, making it sound like the streets of New York turned into a straight-up Grand Theft Auto mission. Total chaos, bullets everywhere, bodies ducking for cover. I know, like a movie scene gone wrong. But wait, it doesn't stop there. In yet another clip, Game...
You know what I mean? Because I can't sit there because he's tied up on another project, and I love Dre again. But if he's confused with what direction he wants to go in after this, my next album, I have the same 20 cuts this album has on it, but it'll be sold as a double CD. It'll fulfill my album requirements for Interscope Records. That'll be the end of 50 Cent on Shady Aftermath. And I'll move forward in my career as a Shady G-Unit artist.
Right, and with no hard feelings at all.
Yeah, no hard feelings at all.
Well, why did you and Game get into a shoving match?
We ain't never been in a shoving match.
No, that's not true?
What you say to sound good.
Okay.
That's what you say to look good. Me and 50, I push 50.
Never.
You see what I'm saying? That never happened. You know what I mean? And it's like, there's things that they say that inconsistent, like...
Switched it up again, saying 50 had NYPD on deck and a squad of armed men rolling with him, outgunning anything Game brought to the table. According to that version, it was lopsided from the start. 50's security way deeper than Game's crew. And just when you think you've heard it all, Game tops himself again. In his latest interview, he claimed he had not 10, not 20, but 70 men with him that night. 70.
And I overextended myself to him because he was the person that I sat down and actually, he's been in my house. Okay. I don't know what the inside of Dr. Dre's house looks like. I brought him there and sat there and made the records that he had. A lot of those records, I muted vocals. I had already wrote those records. You know what I mean? Like, he says what he said about Jay-Z to make him attack him. Then when he does it, he says, nah, I ain't do that. The night that happened, I said, wait, let me get on the phone. He called me.
Come on now, not even Hollywood writers could dream up stories wilder than the ones Game keeps spinning. But one fact everybody agrees on is this. There was a shootout outside Hot 97 that day. No denying it. Game really did pull up with his crew, and when the smoke cleared, one of his homies ended up getting shot in the leg. Luckily, the bullet missed anything major and he survived. But the incident left a stain that couldn't be erased.
From Amsterdam. Keep it saying. I said, let me get on the phone with Jay-Z and find out exactly what's going on. I get on the phone, see if it's serious or like that. Me and Jay never actually made contact, but the information came back that Jay was like, nah, I was tapping him a little something light to make him know that I will, if you keep going. And I said, oh, thanks, good looking, because you didn't destroy the money right there. You should have just got rid of him. You see what I'm saying? Real easy like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not established to that point. He still got to make records on his own. He hasn't made anything by himself yet.
From that moment on, people started calling the station Shot 97 because of how wild things got outside their doors. The fallout was heavy. 50 and the whole G-Unit squad got banned from Hot 97, and this wasn't some petty slap on the wrist. The station wanted distance after catching heat for being at the center of a rap war with real bullets flying. But here's the thing, Hot 97 also knew 50's name brought in crazy ratings. You can't just erase one of the biggest artists in the game when fans tune in just to see what he'll say next. So, the compromise, they stopped letting him in the main studio.
They like to say, well, 50 Cent, shot one of Game's, cohorts or whatever, but that's not what happened. 50 Cent went out the back door of the radio station, and his security, armed security, which were more than likely NYPD, came out.
Yeah, man, like we was shooting, they was shooting, shit was crazy. Me and 50 stared each other in the eyes with guns drawn. Two that was friends and homies, and they came up in hip hop together, and I don't even know who fired first shot. I just know we were shooting.
And they felt they were scared, so they pulled out guns, and dude got to shooting at the ground, skidded up, hit Kevin. He was bleeding in the snow, and I feel embarrassed by what happened, and I felt like I let all my guys down, and leading them in that in that situation where we had to retreat because we were outgunned.
Whenever 50 came around, they'd shuffle him into a separate room, keeping him close enough for clout, but far enough to manage the chaos. Meanwhile, the game wasn't letting the beef cool off. After being kicked out of G-Unit, he used the Summer Jam stage itself to throw shade at 50. Same festival, same Hot 97 platform, and this time, Game rolled out his infamous GU Not campaign live for the world to see.
The time I performed the Summer Jam, it was like kind of got so hyped that it kind of got me kicked out of the place, but I'm back, baby. I ain't been there since 2004. Now we get ready to get it going. You understand what I'm saying? It's 2014. Now you know they wasn't even supposed to let me back. I'm gonna turn up.
According to the game, that giant rat you saw getting stomped on stage was supposed to represent 50 Cent. But here's the twist. Another man who's been hit with the same rat label is none other than the game's manager, Jimmy Henchman. 50 even called him a rat live on Hot 97 multiple times, and every time he did, you could see Ebro and the rest of the hosts squirm in their seats. Those weren't light accusations. That was the kind of talk that could end careers or spark street-level retaliation. Now remember, after the wild 2004 chaos with Bang'em Smurf, 50 was banned from Summer Jam for a whole decade, 10 long years. Finally, in 2014, the doors opened again. 50 was back on that stage for a huge G-Unit reunion, and Hot 97 kept it under wraps like a secret weapon. The crowd was hyped, the anticipation was real, and for a moment it felt like old school New York energy was alive again.
I spent a whole bunch of money on the intro.
And you decided to change it to come out with him?
I'm just gonna come out right there.
It was so dope. The moment of you two standing up there was so great. That
I want to miss that part.
You did the right thing, Fifth.
It worked, and then
the right thing.
It did work, and I knew to come from that to rise to the top.
You was looking like the kumbaya. You was looking like I love everybody guy.
Nobody left. Everybody's still behind me. Like everybody's there.
Yeah.
I was like, yo. Then Ebro was a little upset because he was like, yo, my bad, because so many people stayed on the stage.
Yes, I know that.
It's like that. So it's like it was a little hard to kind of keep up with where I'm at.
I like your jab to Ebro too.
Yeah,
Ebro,
yeah.
I know you run
things after.
Yeah, that was
while I'm on the stage.
People took that as if you had some sort of real beef with Ebro.
No, you know what he gave me? He gave me some weak tickets, man.
Did he really?
Contract said you had to have some tickets. Put my peoples in the nosebleed.
50 even admitted he was excited to be back after all those years on the sidelines. You'd think after a 10-year exile, he'd play it safe, right? No drama, no beef, just pure music. But nah, the curse of Summer Jam struck again. Right after his big comeback performance, 50 ended up banned all over again. Here's why. G-Unit affiliate Slowbucks took a picture with 50's oldest son, Marquise. Now, that might sound innocent, just a photo op, but not when it comes to 50. His relationship with Marquise is fractured to the core. He's publicly said that his son doesn't exist to him and even dropped the cold line that he wouldn't care if a bus hit him. Harsh doesn't even cover it. So when Slowbucks posed with Marquise, 50 saw it as pure betrayal. But if you know 50, then you know how he plays it. Everything is chess moves, never checkers. The second he saw that Slowbucks picture with Marquise, he dropped a cold warning in the comments. This picture was a bad idea. Uh-oh. That wasn't just words. That was a threat in plain sight.
Out the gate.
I mean, look, the opportunity.
What happened there, first of all?
It was so much fun. Like, as I came out, it really set it off with me and Nas. Because
you're talking about the overall show, what happened. I'm asking what everybody's talking about and what's been driving social media for the past couple of days about this altercation that happened on the stage.
I didn't even see I was performing.
That's what you're going with. You didn't see anything. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I hear, people say everything. I look at media takeout, I see rumors and stuff like that, all these different things. But, I've seen so many things about me that weren't true that.
But Slowbucks clearly didn't catch the message. Fast forward to Summer Jam 2014, 50's comeback show after 10 years banned, and the stage looked like a block party. He had what felt like 100 people up there with him, the whole hood repping, the energy through the roof. And Slowbucks? He thought it was his moment too. He jumped on stage, chain shining, dressed to kill, thinking he was part of history in the making. Then it happened. While the music's blasting, you see 50 slip into the crowd, then reemerge holding a water bottle like nothing's wrong, but the vibe shifts instantly.
The only thing I would say, I know we don't talk about anything else that's going on the internet about what may have happened, the incident that you didn't see.
Yeah, I didn't. I was performing. I was performing. Look, I see smiling faces. Smiling faces. You know that? I'm watching the crowd. The energy is so amazing, and I'm like, yeah.
My point is, do you feel like it takes away from, because I felt like, wow, I was so impressed. Oh, look at 50, brought everybody together. It's such a positive moment. Then there's a negative thing happening behind you that you didn't even see. And do you feel like that takes away from the moment of this positive 50?
You think I wouldn't be attached to that at this point?
Right.
You don't?
No, I got it.
Next thing you know, Slowbucks is surrounded, jumped on stage in front of thousands, and his chain gets snatched clean off his neck. And here's the detail that had everybody whispering. Right before it went down, 50 turned his hat backward. Fans swear that was the signal, like something straight out of a mob flick. Don Corleone nodding his head before someone gets handled. Now let's be clear, nobody can prove 50 gave the green light. He never said a word, never broke character, and kept performing like nothing even happened. But ask yourself this, would any artist keep rapping cool and calm?
Happened at Summer Jam.
Man, good old days, right?
Yeah, the Summer Jam was...
Yo, you coming back this year?
No, because I'm banned, remember?
I didn't know
that. Apparently I was banned for a little while. Wasn't this
after the thing, after the...
so look, leave me banned, ladies and gentlemen. Leave me banned. I'm fine where I'm at now. I'm fine where I'm at. Don't unban me because no one's there to get. When's Jay's coming to Summer Jam?
I'm sorry?
When's Jay-Z coming to Summer Jam?
Jay-Z coming back?
It's been a long time.
When's Jay-Z coming back anywhere? We waiting for him to come a lot of places. I want him to come on the show.
No brunch, no lunch, no dinner. It's hot out here, man. It's hot out here. You gonna see him.
If violence just randomly erupted on stage, And just like that, 50 Cent got himself barred from Summer Jam all over again. When Angie Martinez pressed him about the Slowbucks incident in a Hot 97 interview, 50 played it cool. He said, "Look, I didn't have anything to do with that." Claimed he didn't even realize anything happened until he saw it on social media. According to him, all Curtis Jackson saw from that stage were nothing but smiling faces. But Hot 97 wasn't buying it. Ebro confirmed on air that 50 was banned yet again. Another strike in their long, messy history together. You'd think after all these years of beef, both sides would just cut ties for good. But nah, it's never that simple when 50's involved. Because here's the kicker. 50 got the last laugh. In one of his most recent interviews at Hot 97, he straight up trolled the station live, clowning them about Summer Jam's falling reputation. He laughed, he poked fun, and he reminded them, they could never cancel him for real. That's the twisted beauty of this toxic relationship. Hot 97 might hate dealing with 50, but when he shows up, the ratings shoot through the roof. They need him more than he'll ever need them, and he knows it. And there you have it, the wild saga of 50 Cent verses. Hot 97, full of bans, betrayals, and pure chaos. Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to see what's really going down in our hood next.